How will we know when you're in trouble, when you're not okay?
If I say, I'm just going to chill alone at home tonight.
Tonight, we begin with breaking news. Friends star Matthew Perry has died. Law enforcement sources tell the LA Times the actor was found dead at his home in LA today, where it appears he drowned in a hot tub.
Matthew Perry, a beloved actor whose comedic brilliance brought joy and laughter to countless hearts, passed away on October 28, 2023 at 54 years of age. Although he was initially reported to have passed away from an accidental drowning, his cause of death has now been listed as deferred, pending toxicology reports which are expected to take anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months. So how did Matthew Perry pass away? If it wasn't a drowning, then how did he end up in the hot tub? How did he really die? The post-mortem found no signs of overdose, nor any drugs or alcohol in his system, which is interesting as ever since he was a child, he struggled with drugs and alcohol. He recounted in his memoir how his substance abuse issues started when he was only 14 years old, drinking beer and wine before moving to vodka and prescription drugs, and by the age of 18, he was drinking regularly. He was 24 years old when he landed Friends, and he talks about how skyrocketing to fame escalated his severe addiction to alcohol and opioids, specifically Vicodin, which he was given to help treat pain after a jet skiing accident that happened in 1997. His addiction to Vicodin only grew from there, and in his memoir, he revealed that at one point he was taking up to 55 pills a day. He also said that this caused his weight to fluctuate from 225 pounds to 128 pounds. This, combined with his addiction to alcohol, was so encompassing that he even admitted that he didn't remember filming seasons 3 to 6 of Friends. According to his doctors, his substance abuse all contributed to his various health struggles over the years. In 2000, he was hospitalized with pancreatitis, a condition often attributed to alcohol and prescription opioid abuse. And in one part of his book, he details his near-death experience in 2019 in which his colon burst because of his opioid use and he was left in a coma for 2 weeks and hospitalized for 5 months. He also had to use a colostomy bag, which if you don't know is a plastic bag that collects your fecal matter. During the health scare, he was placed on an ECMO machine which provides cardiac and respiratory support to the heart and lungs. And the doctors told his family he had a 2% chance to live. That's when he admitted that he needed to make a drastic lifestyle change, and so he started his journey towards sobriety. In an interview on the Q with Tom Power podcast, he said he wanted to be remembered most for what he did for others.
Best thing about me, bar none, is if somebody comes up to me and says, I can't stop drinking, can you help me? I can say yes and follow up and do it. I've said this for a long time. When I die, I don't want Friends to be the first thing that's mentioned. I want that to be the first thing that's mentioned. And I'm going to live the rest of my life proving that.
Perry spent the rest of his days doing just that. The first time Perry prayed was after reading an article that led him to the conclusion that fame was the answer to everything.
And then I knelt down and said, God, you can do whatever you want to me. Just please make me famous. And 3 weeks later, I got Friends, and God didn't forget about the first part of it.
The first part definitely came true as he struggled with addiction for most of his life. An interesting conversation he had about this was last year when he told Bill Maher, the host of HBO's Real Time, that
There is a higher power.
Right.
I believe I've had a very close relationship with him that's helped me a lot. And
Somebody's on your side.
yeah.
he never said who or what this higher power exactly was, which is why many believe he made a deal with the devil. Before the month of October, Matthew Perry hadn't posted since April, and the post before that was in the year 2022. See, Matthew hadn't posted in a long time, especially not consistently, but in the month of October, he posted 9 times, and 7 of those posts referenced Batman. Most of them posted the same week he passed. So let's take a look at them. The first 2 posts had similar captions, one saying he's got the streets tonight and the other saying he's got the city tonight, even referencing himself as Batman. Batman, a play on his name and Batman's. Many people found the second post to be a signal for help, as not only is it the bat signal in red lights, but allegedly he has said that if he was ever in trouble, he would send out a bat signal as a warning sign for help. The third post was an electronic signboard with the message "Batman plays pickleball" with the caption "WTF." Now this is very eerie because a few hours before his death, he actually played pickleball according to his pickleball coach Matthew Manas. In his fourth post, he places 3 cranberries down with the caption, "This is what I've had to eat today. I'm Batman." In the beginning, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. However, it's reported that in September of 2018, the lead vocalist of the band, the Cranberries, drowned in her bathtub due to alcohol intoxication, similar to Matthew Perry, who also allegedly drowned. In his fifth post, the caption reads, "Do you know what I mean?" And yet again, he has a bat signal in the picture, this time carved into a pumpkin. He gives a similar sentiment in his sixth post, saying, "Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm Batman," this time with a picture of the moon. Many people connected this to another sign, as the night he passed, there was a full moon, more specifically the Northern Hemisphere's Hunter's Moon, which is associated with the hunter's sacrifice. In some mythological and religious traditions, sacrifice is a symbolic or ritual act meant to appease God, seek favor, or bring about transformation. The idea of sacrifice often involves giving up something valuable for a higher purpose. Also, the night he passed wasn't just the Hunter's Moon, it was a blood moon, and the only full blood moon of 2023. When it comes to blood full moons, it is said that one experiences fierce shifts that can cause rifts in their sense of security as they try to maintain a fair balance between their hearts and minds. Full moons signify a highly emotional time, the closing of a chapter, and mark a time for change in general. In his seventh post, he's wearing headphones and sitting in one corner with the city and the same half moon from the previous picture behind him with the caption, "Oh, so warm water swirling around makes you feel good. I'm Batman." This was his final Instagram picture and serves as an omen of his tragic death. Many people believe that his apparent drowning inside a hot tub might possibly be the same jacuzzi from this post shared only 5 days earlier. Altogether, these final posts were almost the story of his death. The day of his passing, he played pickleball. There was a full moon, and he allegedly drowned. Then there's the bat signals he posted. You see, Batman was such a big part of his life that in his memoir, the last chapter was called Batman, and the last 2 sentences of his book were, "Someday you too might be called upon to do something important, so be ready for it. And then whatever happens, just think, what would Batman do? And do that." The eeriest part of it all is that Batman was the last chapter of his book and the last chapter of his life. Just 24 hours before his passing, on October 27th at 2:30 p.m., he was seen with a mystery woman at Hotel Bel Air. The next day, in the morning, he played pickleball, came home, sent his assistant on an errand, and around 4 p.m., upon her return, she called 911 after discovering Matthew Perry unresponsive and underwater in his hot tub. There were also some clips from the show Friends that ended up becoming reality. The first one being,
"Well, what do you know? I guess I'll be the one who dies first."
and the second one being,
Wait, this picture's supposed to say Geller and Bing to be married, not local woman saves drowning moron.
how could they have known that exactly that was going to happen? At first, on October 30th, they shared a joint statement obtained by People magazine reading, "We are all so utterly devastated by the loss of Matthew. We were more than just castmates. We are a family. There's so much to say, but right now we're going to take a moment to grieve and process this unfathomable loss." They were all then spotted at his funeral, which took place on November 3rd, 2023. After that, each of them released a statement on their own accounts. On November 14th, Courtney and Matt posted. The next day, on November 15th, the rest of the cast, Jennifer, Lisa, and David, posted. Even Justin Trudeau, the current Prime Minister of Canada, released a statement about Matthew Perry as they knew each other when they were children. The last part of this whole story is Doja Cat might be involved in what happened to Matthew Perry. After his passing, Doja Cat deleted all of her videos except for one. You see, in the Friends show logo, there are 7 letters, and between each letter there is a dot representing each of the friends. And you can see how it's the same in Doja's post. However, the dot between the D and the E is missing. This video was a promotion for her new music video called Demons. And although Friends is a popular TV show, the timing is really odd. And every everything seems intentional. She also ended up deleting this video from her account, but how could her team have forgotten the first stop? Not to mention, this promotional video came out exactly 2 months before Matthew Perry's death, which is very strange. In the wake of Matthew Perry's passing, the circumstances surrounding his death remain shrouded in mystery, although his journey to sobriety paints a picture of resilience. As we reflect on his final social media posts and eerie coincidences, it makes you wonder if he did truly see it coming.